Good morning. How's it going? Allergies again. Whoop. I always jacket my hair. Anyway, good morning. According to the book, September 15th. Are you ready? Got your coffee? If it's in the evening, you got your other tasty beverage. This is a BYOB party. Here we go. September 15th. Questions put to the sick. Part 3. Ooh, obviously we've missed 2 other parts. When was the last time you told your story? And that is question put to the sick by a Native American medicine man. Ooh, I have a feeling today is going to be interesting. Stories are like little time capsules. They carry pieces of truth and meaning over time. Whether it is a myth from 4,000 years ago or your own untold story from childhood, the meaning waits like a dry ration. Only by the next telling does it enlarge and soften to become edible. It is the sweat and tears of the telling that bring the meaning out of its sleep as if no time has passed. It is the telling that heals. Often we repeat stories, not because we are forgetful or indulgent, but because there is too much meaning to digest in one expression. So we keep sharing the story that presses on our hearts until we understand it all. I remember my first fall in love, how deep the fall and how painful the landing. When it was over, when she left me for other lovers, I was devastated. Throughout my college days, my sadness was a wound that needed air, and each telling of my story, though even strangers grew tired of hearing it, each telling of her sudden eyes and her sudden leaving was a stitch that held the wound in my heart. And when my mother-in-law lost her husband of 55 years, when I sat with her 2 weeks later, after all the flowers and speeches, she stared into that moment of his passing and told me over and over of his last breath and of finding him slumped in his chair. At first I thought her adrift, but realized this is how she was trying on the meaning of her grief. Like a shaman or monk, she was chanting the mantra of her experience until its truth was released. Imagine how many times Paul told the story of being knocked off his horse by God. He did so, most likely, because with each telling, he was brought deeper into revelation. Or how many times Moses told of his meeting with God. He did so, I imagine, because with each telling, he saw God more clearly. Or how many times Lazarus told of being brought back to life by Jesus. He did so, no doubt, because with each telling, he was brought deeper into his reawakening. The truth is that, though we think we know what we are about to say, the story tells us and saves us in the same mysterious way that breathing is always the same, but different. Man, I'm feeling this today. Mindful focus moment. Sit with a trusted loved one and take turns. Meditate on the markings on your heart. Pick one marking and watch how it changes as you breathe. After a while, tell the story of how you came to have this mark on your heart and how it affects you today. Oh man, this is so good. This is so good. This is some good shit. Damn it. Oh. Sorry, this is not for children. Yeah. Sometimes people are like, they're telling that story again. But that's really a different side of it. There is the time to let go of the story, but there's also a time to travel deeper in and to really examine it. Maybe this is that time for you. Hopefully you have someone to sit and do this with, but if not, do it in a mirror, which can be really intense and personally intimate. Look into a mirror, sit in front of a mirror, and just stare at yourself and just notice what a wonderful creature you are. And then look at the marks on your heart and then choose one and then tell yourself that story Look at yourself while you're telling yourself that story. I think this could be some pretty deep stuff, and I think it could be some really cool healing stuff. I might even try this. Actually, I don't have a mirror that I can sit in front of. I guess I could tell it to the camera. It's my phone. I'll tell it to my phone. That might be something cool. Ooh, that could be good too. Talk to your phone. Record yourself telling the story if you want to. I don't know. I think a mirror is better because then you can't like obsess over it and look at it later and be like, oh my God, I had a booger in my nose. Don't do that. Just sit in front of a mirror. If you don't have someone, I mean, it's better to do this with someone, but if not, do this with yourself. Look in a mirror. Do it. Do it! And then report back. You don't have to tell me the story if you don't want to, but tell me what it felt like, and tell me how it changed you, and tell me how maybe it changed the story even a little bit. And tell me if the mark looks different now. Is it still on your heart? Does it still look the same? Or does it look different? Or is it not there? Did you decide to let it go? I think you're gonna have a freaking fabulous day. I'm pretty sure of it. I know I am, because you know why? I decided to. And that's that. I love you. Have a beautiful day. That didn't work.